Number 5. Diet sodas and sugar-free drinks. Diet soda launched in the 1950s as a miracle product. Zero sugar and calories, all the sweetness and taste, and none of the damage. Soda lovers embraced it. The diet industry built billion-dollar empires on it. For decades, health authorities nodded along. The artificial sweeteners inside, aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium, were deemed safe by the Food and Drug Administration, approved in over 90 countries, and now is consumed by about 20% of Americans. Nobody thought to ask what zero-calorie chemicals were doing to the body beyond not adding sugar. Everyone assumed this is a win-win situation and didn't consider how they are able to enjoy their drinks with none of the negative potential risks. A 2022 study in the British medical journals tracked over 100,000 French adults for 9 years and found people drinking the most diet beverages had an 18% higher risk of stroke and a 9% higher risk of heart disease compared to people drinking none at all. Not the same risk as regular soda, but actually higher. Aspartame raised stroke risk, while sucralose and acesulfame potassium raise coronary heart disease risk. These sweeteners alter gut bacteria, disrupt glucose metabolism, and trigger inflammation in blood vessel walls. Although it did offer 0 calories, the negative risks are measurable. You ended up drinking diet soda thinking you're healthier, but in reality, it just introduced other potential health issues. Number 4. Ready-to-eat frozen instant meals. Frozen meals were born from military ration technology after World War II and introduced and sold as a revolution in convenience. By the 1990s, these flash frozen prepackaged meals were rebranded as healthy options, lean choices, and balanced meals, complete with calorie counts, portioning, and vegetables. But these meals have high sodium levels exceeding half the recommended daily limit per serving. Refined starches, industrial seed oils, emulsifiers, stabilizers, and artificial flavors assembled in a factory to taste like something made fresh in a kitchen. Nutrition scientists now classify these meals as ultra processed foods, meaning they're formulated from industrial ingredients and chemicals that contain additives, preservatives, sweeteners, and emulsifiers. Everything used to enhance taste, shelf life, and engineered to be hyper palatable. A 2025 Lancet series reviewing over 100 studies on ultra processed foods confirmed that the highest ultra processed foods consumers faced a 15 to 21% higher risk of all cause mortality. In the United States, ultra processed foods make up roughly 55% of daily calorie intake, and researchers calculated they account for approximately 124,000 premature deaths per year in the US alone. Next time you're in the frozen aisle and thinking about getting that lean cuisine or late night frozen pizza, don't. You're trading convenience that will shorten your life. Number 3, mass produced packaged bread. Bread fed civilization for 10,000 years. Traditional bread was made from whole stone ground grains, fermented slowly with wild yeast, and delivered fiber, B vitamins, minerals, and complex carbohydrates that digested gradually and kept people full. In the early 20th century, industrial milling stripped out the bran and germ, the most nutritious parts, to create white flour that was shelf-stable, soft, and scalable. Nutrients were so thoroughly destroyed that the US government mandated manufacturers add back a handful of vitamins. This process is called food enrichment. What remains after industrial processing is a refined starch matrix laced with emulsifiers, dough conditioners, preservatives, added sugars, and chemical agents like azotocarbonamide, a flour bleaching compound that is banned in Europe and Australia. The bread aisle looks like food. It has a nutrition label, a whole grain stamp, smells fresh, and has a soft texture designed by food scientists to maximize appeal. It's probably best to avoid it and bake your own bread. But if you don't have the luxury of time, Look for whole wheat, minimal added sugar, high protein, and high fiber. Number two, packaged deli and processed meats. In October 2015, the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified processed meat, meaning ham, salami, bacon, hot dogs, sausages, and deli slices, as a Group 1 carcinogen. This was after reviewing over 800 epidemiological studies. This is the same classification as tobacco smoke and asbestos, the same certainty of evidence that causes cancer, specifically colorectal cancer with associations extending to stomach, pancreatic, and prostate cancer. A preservative called sodium nitrite, the compound that gives cured meats their pink color and long shelf life, reacts in the acidic environment of the stomach to form N-nitroso compounds, known carcinogens that damage DNA in colon tissue. Every 50 grams of processed meat consumed daily, roughly 2 slices of deli ham, raises colorectal cancer risk by 18%. A January 2026 study published in the BMJ and Nature Communications analyzed the Nutrinet Sante cohort of over 100,000 participants and found sodium nitrite specifically linked to a 32% higher incidence of prostate cancer, while potassium nitrate was associated with a 13% rise in overall cancer risk and a 22% rise in breast cancer risk. Processed meat also raises type 2 diabetes risk by 27 to 51% per 50-gram daily serving across major meta-analyses. Every major health organization now recommends avoiding it entirely or limiting to less than 50 grams per week. Just avoid the deli meat section, it's not worth it. Number one, 100% juice. You've seen and very likely drank juices that is labeled 100% juice. So you buy it thinking you are health conscious and getting all natural vitamins without any additives. It's gotten so normalized that parents give it to children as a healthier alternative to soda or is included in breakfast. Schools served it by the carton. It had the word fruit right in the name. But when you process these fruits into juices, you lose fiber, and fiber is essential for gut health. It is the reason eating an orange and drinking orange juice produce different biological responses in your body. 3 to 4 whole oranges yield about 1 cup of juice. Those oranges contain roughly 12 grams of fiber. The juice you purchase at the store contains almost none. Without fiber, the natural sugars, primarily fructose, flood the bloodstream rapidly, producing the same metabolic spike as a can of soda. A 2022 study following 40,000 adults found that daily consumption of 250 grams or more of 100% fruit juice was associated with a significant increase in mortality compared to non-consumers. High consumption has also been linked to increased risks of thyroid cancer, melanoma, and breast cancer. You probably purchased that carton of juice labeled 100% juice trying to be healthy, but it is actually more detrimental and harmful to your health. Just buy a juicer and do it yourself. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see more.